Hey, welcome to Postpartum Reframed, your guide to biblical joy. On this podcast, I'll discuss about the who, what, why, and hows of cultivating and practicing biblical joy in the first year postpartum. I'm your host, Kendall. I'm a wife and mama to 4 amazing children who you may hear in the background sometimes of this podcast. By the grace of God, I have overcome postpartum depression, rage, and anxiety by daily leaning into the strength that comes purely from His joy. Now I'm passionate about helping other moms do the same so that even in the hard moments of postpartum, it can still be seen as a joy-filled experience. This podcast is available on YouTube as well as various podcast players. You can find the full show notes in the description of anywhere that you are listening, and if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Now let's dive into today's episode. Today's episode will be a little bit different, where I would love to get your feedback and then provide some encouragement for you. But first, I do want to mention that if you're having a hard time getting started and intentionally having biblical joy postpartum, I've put together a free postpartum mini reset where an audio file of 3 minutes or less is sent to you for 3 days, guiding you on how to take the next step forward so that you can start your journey towards having a biblically joyful postpartum in life. The link for that is in the show notes. Also in the show notes, you will find a feedback form that has a couple of questions, and on that feedback form, what I want to know is just a few things to help shape this podcast and really just be a place that women can come and listen, and ultimately I can create resources or bring resources together so that ultimately we can together create a world where women can have a joyful postpartum, and postpartum isn't this scary thing or this like sad thing or anything like that. And so I would love if you would take a few minutes to fill out that form. And so here are the few things that I would like to know on that form. The first one is I want to know if you have any questions that you want me to answer about biblical joy postpartum. It doesn't matter if it's your first child, if it's your 10th child, no matter where you're at in your motherhood journey, I want to know what questions you have that I can help with. The next thing is there a topic surrounding biblical joy postpartum that you would like to hear in a future podcast episode that I haven't covered so far? And then lastly is I want to know how I can better serve you, such as through the podcast. Are there certain topics that you want me to cover? And are there any resources that you would like me to gather, or are there any resources that you would like me to create for you, whether free or paid? I just want to know how I can better serve you, and that way I'm serving you as much and as best as I possibly can through the podcast and any resources that I offer you in the future. And then now I do want to give you some encouragement as well. And this is primarily for the postpartum mama who's already just kind of in the thick of it, and maybe you feel stuck, or maybe you feel just weary and exhausted. And my encouragement for you is to just keep seeking God. And sometimes just like hearing that almost feels exhausting and overwhelming, because sometimes it's like, well, what does that even look like? What does that even mean? But really just make it as simple as you need to make it. Put on your headphones, listen to the Bible, and just start there. Start wherever it makes the most sense for you, and just talk to Him throughout your day. Yes, there are some days where it doesn't feel like there's any time to even talk to God, but there are little pieces in our day that we really can talk to God if we pay attention to those pockets of time, instead of filling those pockets of time with other things, like maybe looking at our phone, or even doing like house chores. Like maybe take a few seconds away from your house chores and just be like, okay, the baby is napping, the kids are playing happily right now. I'm going to just take a moment and talk to God. And it doesn't have to be long at all. He knows your heart. He knows what season you're in. And He's right there with you. He just wants to hear from you so that He can help guide you and be there with you. And He is the only one who can give you true biblical joy. And so it's going to be hard to find joy if you're not seeking Him throughout your day or even throughout your night when you're up during the night. And so that is my encouragement for you. And I know sometimes when you feel stuck or you're in the thick of it, that's not really the advice that you want to hear. You want to hear someone be like, yes, I know it's hard and all the things, and agree with how you're feeling. But this really is, I believe, the best encouragement that I can offer you, because it really changed my postpartum journey once I fully started seeking God. And I've tried therapy before, I've tried supplements before, I've, slept longer stretches at night, and nothing made the postpartum journey better except for God. And so that is why I truly believe that is the best advice that I could ever give a postpartum mama. Yes, your feelings are valid. Yes, what you're going through is valid. And it can be hard, but as for Mama says, hard is not the same thing as bad. And so that was a good perspective change for me, but also just seeking God and knowing that He's with me every step of the way, and knowing that He is the only one who can give me true joy. Like, that just really is what shifted my postpartum journey for children later. So I just wanted to give you that encouragement, and I pray that you just take that into this next week. And if you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me. You can email me at support@bradstreetandco.com, or you can fill out the feedback form. I would love to hear from you, and you can email me even after this episode. My email is always open if you have any questions. I want to be a place where you feel comfortable coming to and asking your questions, because I don't want there to be a mom out there struggling on her own and trying to figure out everything on her own. Well, thank you so much for listening to the Postpartum Reframed podcast today. If this helped, encouraged you, or you have a question, please take a few moments to comment, leave a review, or share it with another mama who could benefit from this type of content. Let's create a world where women can have a joy-filled postpartum together. And if you're ready to move from survival mode to biblical joy today, click the link in the show notes to grab my free 3-day mini reset, Reframing Postpartum. It's designed to help you shift your perspective and find peace in just 3 days. You'll also join our email community for weekly encouragement every Tuesday. I'll see you next Friday.